film has so many different kind of tones to it. You've got like, so it's Swansea, as we say, it's very Welsh.
Yes.
But also you've got Alex Turner's sort of voice in there, and also because it's a Warp Films production, you know, they're based in Sheffield. I mean, where I'm from, incidentally. And it's a period film. It's set in the 1980s, I want to say, but also it's very 2010.
Yeah, I feel like it was sort of, the aim was for it to be timeless in a way. But I think it does have, to me, it does have that soul that is very, it's not a southern soul. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
And I think that's what, there's something like, as much as it's like, for me, dreamlike in a way, and sort of in terms of like the aesthetic, and but it's like it's not, we wouldn't say it's like a gritty British film, right? But it is also very British, and I think like it has that kind of earthiness to it as much as it has that kind of ethereal quality, just because of like the tone. And I feel like a lot of American coming of age films have that kind of tone. I think I hadn't seen anything, well, in my time, you know, my age, before Submarine, that had that kind of quality. I guess that is very British, but also there's something kind of dreamlike, I guess.
And I think the thing with British coming of age movies, what you're saying about them, is that I think there aren't too many that feel genuinely authentic to what it's like being a teenager in Britain. I think this is one of the few.
And of course this is a very specific very specific adolescence, and not every British adolescence is like that. And there is also something it's not aspirational, but there's something how can I say, there's a romanticized quality, which is what Oliver wants. I mean, Oliver wants this romanticized. This is his vision of his life, isn't it? It's basically when the film starts and he looks directly at the camera. I mean, this is basically in what he wants the world to see of his life. So that's what I mean when I say it's kind of dreamlike in a way, because it's a very romanticized version of ourselves, but also there is also something very real.
Yeah, well, Richard said something interesting about that, which is that, so for Craig, obviously, as Oliver, the movie is, as you say, it's from his POV exclusively, and so it has got this sort of strange ethereal quality where and he's kind of viewing his whole life as a movie. And he was saying that, like, so you and also the other actors like Sally and Paddy Considine and, you know, Noah, all kind of almost had a harder job, because you have to sort of remain objective in that. You can't play to that. It's almost like you have to be objectively Jordana, even though you're living in kind of Oliver's movie. You couldn't be aware of that. You had to just play. How to say play? You had to just be Jordana, and what Jordana wants and what Jordana's trying to do in that moment. And of course, Oliver's she has no idea of what Oliver's vision of her is. That's all completely him. So I don't think I thought about that when we were filming it. I think for Jordana, she's obviously going through like a really difficult time. You know, her mum is really sick, and you know, she's not I guess I mean, how much can we trust Oliver? But she's not. You know, she's a bit. You know, I don't think she gives much of a shit. But she's also obviously got like a vulnerability, and she's young, and I think she does care for Oliver and fall for Oliver, and I don't think he's very nice to her. No.
And and I think she's looking. I don't think she thought that she was probably looking for friendship, but she obviously was. I think it's quite difficult to make friends and make really strong connections, and especially when you're young, when everything is it's either like really intense or like very transactional, because you're still all trying to figure out like where you all lay, or where, you know, who you all are. So sometimes you think you connect with people, but then you realize you don't, and that's very disappointing and upsetting. So it's a big part of growing up. So that's what I love so much about the film, is because actually they do have, you could have all at the end could have been like, was any of their connection real, but it was. I believe so.
Oh, me too. And I think like that some of my favorite moments in the film, I mean, I guess if you think of the iconic moments from the film, you think of those scenes we've talked about, you think of the montages and sort of the flourishes and the train track scene, the first kiss with the Polaroid camera and all that. But then I think some of my favorite moments are the really quiet moments between you and Craig, like when you're walking across the football field after school, and it's sort of it's dusk, and like you're holding hands or you share a hug, and there is a tenderness there, which is palpable, I think.
Yeah, which I think she probably would be the least want to kind of succumb to. She's a little bit sadistic, but, but also just, you know, I think that's how she protects herself. Yeah, I think there are really lovely moments, and I think they do fall in love in that sense. But I think what's nice about Oliver's trajectory is, in all his grandiose ideas of himself, I think he does grow up a little bit in the film. He matures and actually hopefully becomes less selfish a little bit. I think he did become less selfish.
I think so. I mean, when you think of that ending then, so you guys sort of standing in the sea, which is such a sort of lovely, quiet ending. What's your takeaway for them going forward?
Yeah, I think I asked Richard, if I remember correctly, I think I did ask him, like, what do you think happens between them? And he's like, I think they stayed together. I don't know if they would, you know, but I think they probably did reconnect. I think in that moment you see the real care, and I think she just succumbs a little bit. But I remember filming that, and because of we wanted to film it like the magic hour light, and we were like up really early, and it was freezing. Like, it was so cold, and had like those Wellingtons, I had like a plastic bag because they had like little holes in them, so that my socks wouldn't get